What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is yours truly, Fitz. How you guys doing? Welcome back to a fourth episode. I didn't think this was going to happen, but a fourth episode of the Dark Side of Pokemon Go series. I know you guys are probably just as excited as I am, and this one goes over PvP. Now, specifically the Go Battle League, but I know most of you might not PvP, right? And you might not care about this video, but you should watch this and hear me out and listen to what I think I may have found out along with some other people after doing just some testing, some critical thinking. And does it boil down to Niantic making more money? Probably. I mean, that's what a lot of the Dark Side of the Pokemon Go series boils down to. But I'm just going to go to kind of some shady matchmaking things by Niantic. So, first off, I caught wind of this 2 days ago by FPS Sticks, saying, I doubt this is true, but boy does it sure feel like there's a hidden algorithm in matchmaking in Go Battle League that pairs you against hard counters. So you might be thinking, how is that even possible? Well, the game sees what list of 3 you have and looks through for other opponents that might have a hard counters to your entire team. Sounds reasonable, right? Maybe. Most of the time it's random, right? We think, oh, this is just random pairing. But is it? Is it? Let's read what people have to say 2 days ago in this post. FLW said, I honestly think this should be looked into further. For example, what is the average trophy range difference between you and the opponents when you do a free set of 5 versus premium? It seems I get matched up against higher trophies when I pay. So that's a different topic all in itself, but that is interesting. Now, this is the main argument behind what I'm about to say for the rest of the video, but hear me out. This makes only sense for one half of the players because the other half will be paired with someone they hard countered in. I was mostly on the other half of the last days. Okay, we get that, but what about just a neutral versus neutral matchup? I know it's people can have a ton of Pokemon in in Go Battle League, especially the Great League. There's so much variety, but not often do we come into like a neutral matchup where, man, that was just a battle of neutral Pokemon. You know, it's always super effective, or it's always a really hard counter, but it's not really ever a neutral battle where you just have to duke it out in time switches and time shields. But let's go even further. I agree, I feel like you can go 4-0, but when you hit the 5th match, the opponent team counters you so hard, super hard. Now, this is one thing that's interesting. Last 2 days, if I run double mud, I will be playing versus 2 grass. If I run double grass, I'll be playing versus 2 flyers and a Registeel. That's crazy. If I lead with Registeel, I play versus a Toxicroak or a Whiscash lead. They will also be countering my safe switch. I dropped 300 MMR in 2 days. This is so true. I let Whiscash for 3 matches, like led with it, straight, getting a Azumarill or a Grass leads against me. Switch to a Azumarill lead, and I get 2 straight leading Registeel. What about the people that you get hard countered with? What's the algorithm for them? It's probably not true. So many people playing Go Battle and Great League has a lot of options. Now, this, again, is the main argument. But you gotta think. Now, wait a minute. If you're getting hard countered, that means the other person is hard countering you. Well, yes, guys, it's 50-50. And honestly, what I'm about to show you in these videos is the opposite. Not me complaining that I'm getting hard countered, but my opponents, proving the fact that it happens to other people as well. In the beginning, when I started showing these videos, it's not really any hard counters because you have to test this through your entire sets of 5. We get 6 sets of 5. I tested this all the way through to see what would happen. So, Zionic, I spoke to him about this, and he wasn't sure, but today he tweeted, Go Battle League, matchmaking is feeling controlled over random. Set 1 today, I face neutral winning leads and go 4-1. Set 2, I face 5 teams in a row of the exact same composition of hard counters, night and day from set 1. I've been in an MMR loop for last week, something is up. Note that I'm not worried about win-loss lead, it's a part of the game, but the consistency of its clustering is odd. 4 out of 5 win lead one set, 4 out of 5 lead loss the next. It's a conspiracy, and I'm getting down to it. Let's see. I feel like you shouldn't run with the same team every set. Well, why not? If a team works, you don't fix what's not broke. So if the game hunts down different Pokemon to counter you, then that's just what happens. Jimma says, I've led the same Pokemon almost every game this season. It's random who you and how you get matched up. Don't start believing in this nonsense. I saw another YouTuber tweet something similar to this the other day. It's random. Is it, though? Is it? Because remember, Niantic wants you to win but they also want you to lose. They're trying to make money by you spending raid passes, especially with now the legendaries being in the mix. It's very hard to win 4 battles in a free to play system. It's just very tough. There are a lot of good PvPers out there. But yeah, the weird thing is other people winning against you and then you hard countering them. Now there is a science to this. One last thing I want to go over. Today, PvP Poke said, I've seen some reactions to Go Battle League matchups and wanted to post my thoughts. Let's say you get a bad lead in 50% of your games. Over a set or two, it could certainly feel like the game has it out for you. But in the long run, your odds are as good as everyone else's. But this isn't entirely true, and here's why. Because I said it's ultimately true, but I started thinking a little bit more. But I think something's still up. I'm going to explain in a video, which I'm doing right now. This doesn't take into the fact of the actual Pokemon that's leading, nor the remaining of the 2 Pokemon. It does not. Just because you lose a lead doesn't mean you're going to lose outright. And for example, I commented on here, no, you're right, matches in Go Battle League are mostly determined by the lead since we have no clue what they will have in the back. It's really hard to come back from a blind lead disadvantage. That's why a lot of people have been proposing a pick 6 choose 3 system. However, which you'll see in the videos, this is where Niantic's Safe Switch comes in. So even though you may not know what the other 2 Pokemon are, you can most certainly win games with a bad lead most of the time. I've been doing it my last 2 sets of 5. I went 8-2. Now, this guy said there's no such thing as a safe switch when your opponent could have, a pool of 10 to 20 Pokemon. He said he's used Niantic safe switch, but he says their whole team 7-10 times they'd win because I lost my opponents and they didn't do a switch right, which is not true because my safe switch, which you'll see, pretty much works 100% of the time. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Here we go. I'm showing a screen recording. I'm going to show you the first couple of battles of what happened, because like I said, you have to do multiple sets of this, not battles. So right here, this is a decent matchup. This is a neutral matchup. This is what I like to see. No hard counters to what I have really at the moment. So I switched to Hypno. Now, Hypno I changed out with Azumarill because I really wanted to test this theory of Azumarill being switched out by a different Pokemon, because I seem to find Pokemon, which by the way, right here, that was 2 Volt switches in the Thunderbolt. Is that true? Let me know in the comment section down below. 2 Volt switches for a Thunder Punch? I don't think that's correct. I didn't see a third one. But anyway, I see Pokemon that I haven't seen in the previous sets when I change a Pokemon in my team. So instead of having a Azumarill in my team, I put in Hypno to see if I'm going to see anything weird, outlandish, absolutely crazy, to see if that algorithm is hunting for someone that has a really weird team that I've never seen before in the history of Go Battle League. And believe it or not, I found that. So I win this fight here. We go into the next fight. Another Registeel battle. I win this one too. There's an Azumarill, not really an issue, especially Whiscash. Now, here's one thing I did do. I was like, you know what? Switch Pokemon again, right? Let's switch Pokemon again. I'm trying to feed into that algorithm of how Niantic has put into Go Battle League to pair you up with people. So here I win a lead, right? And then they switch to Azumarill. Okay, that's a direct counter to my Whiscash. So I switch to Hypno. I've seen this before. I tank it out. Shouldn't have, obviously. Hydro Pump hurts. Hit a couple more confusions, try to energy gain. Got a Thunderbolt, or a Thunder Punch. He blocks. Here's another Thunder Punch. I don't know why I didn't do that. But now I got shield advantage. Okay, that's fine. I do believe this was mainly a neutral matchup battle, which I think should happen more often. So that Azumarill's dead. They go back to Altaria. Now I still have, obviously, Alola Ninetales. And then I'm pretty sure I win from here on out. Let's see. Yes. Ice Beam for the win. So I've won 3 battles, right? Ooh, do I win? Oh, let's watch this first. I don't think I do. Oh, this is a new battle. Okay, that's fair. So they led with the Whiscash. Not really the best situation, right? Although, as you can see, Hypno does a pretty good job. Hypno is my safe switch. It's a safe switch every time. Every time we've seen it, it's working out okay. And this ends up being my hard counter. Because, no, actually I win this too. Holy smokes. Where is the battle that's ridiculous? This is a Skarmory. Here it is. Okay. Finally, out of some battles. I lost that last one, by the way, against that Skarmory. I believe I lose this one too. Because here it is. I have a Hypno on my team, and there's an Umbreon lead. Right away, that was fishy, because I haven't seen Umbreon already. So, yeah, it's random that, you know, Umbreon, it can be a pretty common Pokemon to come across. But I don't come across it often. I know it's different for other people, but that's also feeding into the point. What do you have on your team that's weak to Umbreon? Do you have a Haunter? Do you have a Hypno? Do you have a Psychic type? What is it? Think to yourself for a second. And if it's none of those, that's great. It is purely random. But did they have another Pokemon on your team that really hard countered one of your Pokemon that would be absolutely slaughtered no matter what? And then Toxicroak, of course, this was set in stone. I win this fight. But boy, guys, Whiscash is amazing, right? Whiscash is amazing. I'm just farming this out. I still have a low on Ninetales. And here comes an Ice Beam. Oh. Ice Punch. Yeah, Ice Punch for the win. Go towards the end here. We win. Let's see how many games I won out of this set of 5. 4 out of 5, right? Okay. You might be thinking, alright, Fitz, that's fine. Let's look at the next set. So, I'm still leading with Alolan Ninetales, Hypno. So, I'm still leading with Alolan Ninetales, Hypno, and I have Whiscash. I'm like, new set of 5, fresh set of 5. With these Pokemon, I'm not going to change it. Right away, Umbreon. Again, that's 2 games in a row. I don't think that's a coincidence. I really don't. I'm thinking something is up here. This is what I wanted to see. To run into another Umbreon lead, I don't think is a coincidence. Now, I'm not going to confirm anything that I'm saying in this video to be fact. I want you guys to make critical decisions based off some evidence and based off your own experiences. Have you come across hard counters and then you switch your team and it's the same thing all over again? Hard counters. I'll give you another example while we're watching this battle. I had a Shiftry. First time I was going to throw it in a battle. The very first time. I'm like, I'm going to use Shiftry. I'm going to power it up. I'm going to give it a new move. Very first time. And the first time I have ever seen it in my entire life in the Go Battle League. Are you ready for this? I come across a Breloom with counter. A Breloom in Great League Go Battle League. A direct counter to Shiftry. I died almost immediately. I couldn't believe it. Right when I finally switched Pokemon to try something new, the next immediate game, I get so hard countered, I got destroyed. It was crazy to me. So that is what sparked this video to begin with, and then seeing other people talking about it, I'm starting to put 2 and 2 together, because for many of you, you guys have seen the past Dark Side of Pokemon Go videos. You know the pay-to-play tactics that Niantic puts forth. And the harder they can make it for you to reach rank 10 for the dedicated players, and they feed off dedicated players, the harder it's going to be to get there. And the potential more money you might feel to spend to try to get, you know, that shiny encounter. Now right away, look, hard counter. And by the way, Alolan Ninetales was a pretty hard counter to Umbreon as well because of its typing. Now this is where it comes in to where I thought Fitz City, you were going to complain and moan about you being hard countered this whole video. It's quite the opposite. In this set, I absolutely hard counter everyone that I go up against except for like the last opponent or one of these opponents. And I find that interesting because what I'm conveying to you is happening to other people in real time while I'm battling them. I'm hard countering them. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't think it's because, oh, Fitz, you just have a great team composition. No, that's not the case. I've had some really, really great team compositions that just get utterly destroyed. Utterly destroyed. And then it comes down to what Pokemon I lead with. I'm like, oh, I'll lead with Whiscash. People like to lead with Registeel and whatnot. And then I get an Altaria. And then I switch to Tropius lead. Oh, Tropius lead's great, you know, because of Venusaur, fighting types, you know, stuff like that. Nope, I get hard countered with, like, Skarmory as a lead. So, basically what I'm trying to say is, there's going to be times where you're literally just going to have losing sets, guys. There's nothing to it. If a team works, I would say 60% of the time, keep your team. But just know this. You can go on stretches where you lose 10 plus battles or more out of sets of what, 30? Yeah. It's insane. There's something going on in the algorithm that's matching you with people purposely trying to get you to lose or purposely trying to get those people to win if they have already been losing in their sets. Because as I see fit, it makes it out to be like you're going to win. Niantic, the way they have the algorithm, try to win 3 out of 5 or 2 out of 5. It's really hard to hit. It's really hard to win 4, and it's really hard to win 5. Now, see, here's my safe switch. This is what I'm talking about. This is a safe switch. Absolutely. Because I can get 2 Thunder Punches off before it can get anything else off. That's another thing. And Confusion hurts really bad. Let's be honest. Farm this up. I believe I lose this fight. 2 Pokemon. A shield left for each person. Shielding this out. The reason why I'm shielding this out is because I know I can spam Mud Bomb. I know I can spam it. And Mud Bomb is so spammable. So I kept Mud Boy because I knew I still had a lot of health. And this is the definition of a hard counter right here. I, to this day, have not come across a Lucario in Season 1 Go Battle League. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Fitz City, I've come across many of them. That's fine. Probably depends on your team composition. This is a hard counter to Alola Ninetales. Hard counter. Very hard to beat. And look, I'm in this situation where it's going to destroy me. And it did. And it destroys Whiscash too. If Whiscash can't get any moves off, as you're going to see, I'm going to get destroyed. And Lucario would survive anyway. But one power-up punch makes it pretty devastating. But this is a hard counter, and out of, I don't know, 185 battles, maybe 200 battles, I come across Lucario. That was the only battle I lost due to that hard counter in the back. But like I said, I find it very strange that I came across one. And here's a really hard counter. Even though Haunter does super effective damage against Hypno, Confusion just hurts too much. It hurts way too much. And of course I have a hard counter for Bastiodon with Mud Boy. So that's obviously what I'm going to try to switch to. I'm going to sacrifice my Hypno, put Mud Boy in there. Especially to try to burn a shield. They're not shielding now, which I don't understand why. Pretty crazy, right? I mean, halfway down I was able to do a switch. I know a Stone Edge is coming, and I know it doesn't do that much damage, so I'm waiting on that. I gotta keep my shield, just in case, and this is where I start spamming Mud Bombs. Because they can't switch just yet. There we go, they can switch now, and I spam more Mud Bombs. Because I know I can get 2 more Mud Bombs off before Azumarill is able to get an Ice Beam. Ooh, close, okay. Very close. But I decided to shield, because I'm like, I've got energy advantage, and I can switch too. I can still sacrifice my Hypno as well. I believe that's what I do. Yep. Oh no, I went to Alola Ninetales. Interesting. I do win this fight, by the way. Side Shot. This is a pretty decent matchup. Pretty much neutral, if you ask me. So I hit it with another Side Shot. Should have probably went with Ice Beam, but that's okay. This is what I knew it was coming. And also, I wanted to farm Mud Shots. Look, I'm farming like crazy. So here we go. Mud Bomb City. Dead Haunter, dead Azumarill for the win. Another hard counter against the opponent. Forcing them to switch, they just lost the game. Now, they lost the game because I had a Whiscash. You can win, but they didn't have a safe switch. They didn't have a safe switch to go against Alola Ninetales, which is kind of hard to have a safe switch, to be honest. On Ninetales, I haven't seen any in the battles that I've done. So this person pretty much lost already, without a doubt. But goes to show you that people are getting paired against me where I have hard counters. And that can't be random. They're either were winning in their sets, or they were getting their losses in their sets. I don't think that's random. Now, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like I said, I'm not confirming anything, but something's weird. Something's up. The fact that I saw my first Lucario ever, is it bound to happen? I guess. But the fact that it's a hard counter to one of my Pokemon is strange. The Breloom incident, where I had a Shiftry. The very first time I was going to use it, I go up against a Breloom? Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. I saw the girlfriend. She had a new team composition. She came across an Alola Ninetales, which was a hard counter to her team. Crazy. She could not believe it. Again, are these a matter of time? The Breloom case, I don't think so. But perhaps. If you've had any kind of incidents like this, let me know in the comment section down below. Chances are, Niantic has an algorithm put in place, just like they have algorithms for when you get shinies, when you get good IVs from raids, because you spend money, you get rewarded for spending money, remember? So, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, be a part of the Fitz City fam. This is your boy Fitz City, I'm signing off, see you guys in the next Pokemon Go video.